while we were working with vectors, we saw many different ways through which we can extract subvectors. All of these operations are valid in matrices as well. The only difference is in the indexing. Let's take our diet tracking matrix example. If you're not interested in that whole data and you want to extract the data only for your carb intake for the first 4 days, so you want to extract the whole row of carbs, you have to simply select the row and all of its columns. So the way to do this is diet track, open brackets, indexing. So we want not the first row, we want the second row. So we say 2, comma, and if we want the carbs for the first day, we would say 1. If we want for the second day, we would say 2. But instead we want the carbs for all of the days. So what we are going to do is that we are going to say from 1 to 4 with the colon operator, just like we do with vectors when we want to take some subvector. So here we are saying from 1 to 4. Let's run and see if it's going to work. So there it is, 250, 260, etc. So carbs V1 because there are 2 other ways to do this. The second way to do the same thing is by saying diet track of 2 and 1 to end. We know about the end function. It will produce all results from the start until the end. Actually, there are 4 ways, so I will show you the 4th way as well. Another way, carbs V3, diet track of 2 and 1 to. Now we can use the size function and we want to take the number of columns. We remember that the first dimension of the size function gave us the rows and the second gives us the columns. So we are going to use 2. Let's run it. So we are again going to get 1 to 4. Alright, and the final 4th way, which is the preferred way that I use, the way that I prefer to work with, not because of anything else, but simply because it has a simpler syntax. This is that track of 2 and just the colon operator. When you use the colon operator, you are saying that you want to get the whole row. Let's run it, and there we have it. Now let's say that we want to take, instead of a row, we want to extract a column. We want to extract everything for the 3rd day. We're only interested in the 3rd day. So now, instead of extracting all columns for a given row, we have to extract all rows for a given column. All nutrients day 3 equals that track, and to select the whole column you can use either of these approaches, but like I said, I prefer this one because it's much simpler. So we're going to say column and the 3rd day. So we are saying all rows for the 3rd column. Let's run it, and we get exactly that data. If you want to get the data for a different column, you simply switch the column like this. Same goes here. If you want a different row, you simply switch the row. And here we have all calories. Alright. Now, how can you extract a submatrix? Now we saw how to extract a column, a row, how to extract a submatrix. Let's say that we want to take the proteins and the carbs for day 2 and day 3. So we want to take this submatrix. Proteins, carbs, day 2 and 3 equals that track, of course, and we are going to use this approach from where to where. So the first index is the rows, so we want from row 1 to row 2, so 1 to 2, and we want from column 2 to column 3, so 2 and 3. Let's run it, and we get the submatrix that we expected. If we want to take everything for the 2nd and the 3rd day, so we want all rows for the 2nd and the 3rd day, we can simply use again the colon operator, and there we have it. Using the same approaches, you can modify values within the matrix. So let's say that we want to set these values equal to 100. Just an arbitrary number. For some reason you want to change a value in your matrix. So that track of, we set all rows, second to the third column, equal to 100. Let's run it. And now our diet track had its second and third column set to 100. Instead of replacing values, you may want to change them. So, same values, 2 to 3 equals to. We are going to select them again, just like we do with vectors. So 2 to 3, and let's say that we want to increase only these values by 10%. So simply multiply by 1.1, like this, and it's working. And finally, if you want to remove values from your matrix, select the values that you want to be removed and set them equal to square brackets, like this. And there we have it.